See, the next concept. What is the unit of rate of a reaction? Unit of rate of reaction. See, what is rate? Rate is change in molar concentration by time. You know, molar concentration is mole per liter and the time is second. So I can write it as mole per liter second inverse is the unit of rate of reaction. So rate of reaction unit is mole per liter per second. But the mole per liter, I can write it as mole per dm cube also. So mole per dm cube per second. So this is the unit for rate of the reaction. So here you will be given one reaction and they may ask write the rate with respect to that. Say here 2a plus 3b giving 2c plus d. You may have to write rate with respect to each. Means rate with respect to A, rate with respect to B, rate with respect to C, rate with respect to D also. So what happens here? Rate with respect to A. What it says? Change in molar concentration with the time. Molar concentration for 1 mole only. 1 mole per dm cube like this. But according to this balance equation, what is that? There are 2 moles. So what you have to do? Half into dA by dt. Here 2 moles of A there. So 2 moles of A gives dA by dt. For 1 mole of A, how much? So what happens? 1 into dA by dt divided by 2. So this is this. Now that is equal to, see how much changes? That is decided by this also, B also, is equal to 1 by 3 dB by dt. Now already mentioned, reactant concentration goes on decreasing with the time, so I have to write with a minus sign also. Now with respect to the product, so dC by dt concentration, but there are 2 moles in that, so I have to write 1 by 2, and it is a positive because molar concentration of the product goes on increasing, which is equal to dd by dt, and only 1 is there, so 1 by 1, which is 1 only. So this is how to write the rate for each reactant and the product. Sometimes they may give the rate with respect to D. They may ask what is the rate with respect to A or the B also, even in the competitive exams. Now take the one specific example. N2 plus 3H2 giving 2NH3. I want to write the rate of reaction with respect to formation of ammonia as well as rate of reaction with respect to nitrogen and the hydrogen. So what do you do? Rate with respect to nitrogen is equal to, see here, nothing is there, this is 1 mole only. So d of N2 by dt. But thing is that it is reactant, so minus sign, which is equal to d of H2 by dt. But there are 3 moles. I want for 1 mole only. So 1 by 3 again the reactant, so minus sign, which is equal to d of NH3 by dt concentration, ammonia concentration by dt. But there are 2 moles, so 1 by 2 you write, and it is a positive sign because of product. So this is how to write the rate for this. Practice it for different examples. Write down the problem. For the formation of ammonia by the reaction of nitrogen and hydrogen in Haber's process. The reaction is this one. N2 plus 3H2 giving 2NH3. All are gases. Rate with respect to formation of ammonia or with respect to ammonia is 0.2 mole per liter per second. He has given the rate with respect to the formation of ammonia. Calculate rate with respect to hydrogen and nitrogen. He has asked what is the rate with respect to hydrogen, what is the rate with respect to nitrogen. What do you do? Write the rate with respect to nitrogen, hydrogen and ammonia, general equation. So what happens here? R of nitrogen is equal to minus d of N2 by dt, and R of hydrogen is equal to 1 by 3 d of H2 by dt, minus sign. Because there are 3 moles, I want for 1 mole, and R of ammonia is equal to plus 1 by 2 d of NH3 by dt. And what he has given? He has given this d of NH3 by dt value he has given there as 0.2 mole per liter per second. See, he did not give this value 1 by 2 into, he has given only this rate with respect to ammonia. So what you have to do? Here see, d of N2 by dt is equal to 1 by 3 d of hydrogen by dt, both are in the negative, which is equal to plus 1 by d of NH3 by dt. So, to calculate for this, what you have to calculate is not 1 by 3, you have to calculate only d of H2 by dt. So, substitute there. D of H2 by dt is equal to this 3 goes here, 3 by 2 d of NH3 by dt. Substitute value 3 by 2 into 0.2 mole per liter, 0.2. So 2 ones are 2 zeros are 2 ones are is equal to 0.3 with the mole per liter per second. You are right. I want to get that rate with respect to nitrogen. It was a minus sign in the previous. Rate with respect to hydrogen is minus sign only. So d of N2 by dt is equal to 1 over 2 d of NH3 by dt. Because equality is there. This equal to this equal to this means this equal to this only. A equal to B, B equal to C, then A equal to C also. So what happens here? It is 1 by 2 into 0.2 is equal to 0.1 mole per liter per second, and the reactant is a minus also. Rate is the nitrogen is 0.1 mole per liter per second. See, I have an example like this. KClO3 on heating gives KCl plus O2. Or zinc is treated with the dilute sulfuric acid gives zinc sulfate plus dihydrogen gas. Or firewood is burnt, we get the ash and carbon dioxide. This is one set of examples. Nitrogen reacted with the hydrogen, giving 2NH3. Nitrogen reacted with the oxygen, giving 2NO. So here it is a solid, it is solid, it is a gas, it is a solid, it is a aqueous solution, it is a aqueous solution, it is a gas. Here gas, hydrogen also gas, ammonia also gas. These are all gases only. These are two separate equations. See, in this reaction, say zinc is added to the dilute sulfuric acid. The hydrogen gas goes out and forms zinc sulfate. Now, from the zinc sulfate and hydrogen, I cannot get the zinc and sulfuric acid back. Or when the KClO3 is heated, I get KCl and O2, but again from this I cannot get the KClO3. Oh, firewood is burnt, I get ash and carbon dioxide, but from that mixture I cannot get back the firewood. This type of reaction are called as irreversible process. Note of this, irreversible process. Once finished, it is finished forever. If we die, finish, then we cannot come back. So it's irreversible only. Okay. Now, this type of reaction, what is happening? N2 react to hydrogen gives ammonia, but ammonia can give back nitrogen, hydrogen. Then it is called as reversible process. Note on this. What is reversible process? What is irreversible process? Examples also. Now, with respect to reversible process, you remember certain points. First one is reversible process will happen only in closed container. Any reversible process will be occurring in the closed container. Next one is, see, in the reversible process, forward and the backward reaction takes place simultaneously. In reversible process, forward and backward reaction takes place simultaneously. It is not that today forward reaction, after 1 year backward reaction, etc. Simultaneously, nitrogen and hydrogen combine gives ammonia. It start giving back nitrogen, hydrogen. Simultaneous process occurs. Now third one, reversible process never go for completion. Because there exists an equilibrium between the reactant and the product. There exists equilibrium between reactant and product. So they never goes for completion order. Now, if I go for graph of time versus reaction rate for the reversible reaction, how the graph may be. See, reactant giving the product. So, concentration of the reactant goes on decreasing. Means for the reactant, I will have a graph which is of decreasing nature in the so for the reactant I will have a graph which is decreasing over there. Now for the product, if you go for time versus rate, what about that? As the time passes, in the beginning it was 0, it goes on increasing. So this is for reactant, this is for product. Now, you see this is for the product. Certain time the graph coincide with each other, they goes together. This is the graph for time versus reaction rate for a reversible reaction. Once this point is reached, the reaction is at equilibrium. Because rate of forward and the rate of backward are equal to each other, so they are going like this. They may give some graph. This graph represents a forward reaction, backward reaction, reversible reaction. Like a question can be asked. Now, what is the meaning of equilibrium? Equilibrium is rate of forward should be equal to rate of backward reaction. That's all. And it will be at a constant temperature, etc. Condition should be maintained, then only that will be done. So simplest definition, rate of forward is equal to rate of backward reaction, then the reaction is at equilibrium. Next is, what are the characteristics of chemical equilibrium? First one, as I mentioned, the whatever equilibrium here is dynamic in nature. It is a dynamic in nature. Means the reaction looks like stopped over there, but it continuously happens with how much reactant give the product, that much product is giving back the reactant. That's why we call it as dynamic equilibrium. See, because the rate of the forward reaction equal to rate of backward reaction, how much is going the product, that much only giving back the reactant. So concentration remains constant once the reaction attains the equilibrium. Second one, position of the equilibrium. Is decided by certain conditions like temperature, pressure, concentration, etc. equilibrium can be obtained from either direction. See, N2 plus 3H2 you take over there, it starts giving ammonia and there exists an equilibrium with this. But instead of taking the nitrogen hydrogen, I can take the ammonia. Again, I can get back or I can get the equilibrium over there, N2 plus 3H2. So, there is no question that only nitrogen hydrogen should be taken to attain the equilibrium with the ammonia. You can take ammonia, then again I can get the equilibrium between nitrogen and hydrogen. Means whether in this direction or this direction, if you do the reaction, I can get the equilibrium. Catalyst. See, catalyst will not do anything to the equilibrium. So you know what the meaning of a catalyst. Substances which increase or decrease the rate of reaction without itself undergoing any changes. So when the catalyst is used, depending upon the catalyst used, either the rate of the reaction going to be increased if it is a positive catalyst, or if it is a negative catalyst, rate of the reaction going to be decreased. But by doing so, they will not undergo any chemical changes. Their presence is needed, but they will not undergo any chemical changes in the final. Means at the end of the reaction, catalyst can be obtained in a pure form only, in its original form only. And remember here, the catalyst will not do anything for the equilibrium because catalyst cannot differentiate the forward reaction or the backward reaction. What they do is, they increase the rate of forward reaction and the rate of backward reaction to the same extent. Because of this, equilibrium will not be affected by the catalyst. What they can do, they can help in the reaction to get the equilibrium in the quicker time or lesser time. That only they do. But catalyst never affect the equilibrium. Temperature will affect, pressure will affect, concentration will affect, but the catalyst will not affect the rate of the reaction. Note on this properly. They can ask like this: among this, which will not affect the equilibrium? A. Pressure. B. Temperature. C. Reactant concentration. D. Catalyst. Then your answer should be catalyst, because catalyst will increase the rate of the forward and the backward reaction to the same extent, so that reaction will attain the equilibrium in the quicker time, but definitely will not change the equilibrium. Catalyst will not affect the equilibrium. Only make that equilibrium to be reached in a quicker time.